It's Cornish cross-processing day. So I'm gonna flip this around and give you a look at our setup because we're getting ready to process 15 Cornish cross, which is 3 times what we did last time. And last time it was heritage birds, so I'm really interested to see the difference between processing these birds, which are specifically bred to be meat birds, versus the dominant roosters that we did, which were just taking up extra room and harassing our hens. So they didn't have a ton of meat on them, but it was delicious. So I can't wait to see the difference here. But here's our setup. Coming around. I'm kind of taking you from end to beginning, but we have an ice chest set up to rest the carcasses once we get them eviscerated. Evisceration station here. Plucker over here. You can see we kind of reversed how we had it set up last time. Scalder here. And killing cone here. So we're still going to try going one at a time, but we're not going to walk through the steps together. This time I'm going to kind of stay on it with plucking and eviscerating while Donnie does the go catch and dispatch. So we'll update later, let you know how it's going. I can't wait to see how much meat this puts in our freezer. Now I've done cleanup. I'm going to show you real quick what things look like once we have everything taken down and put away. And I'm going to show you what I use too to clean this up with. Okay, so here's our stainless steel table. I pulled it out into the sun to dry off. I just used dish detergent and a scrub brush and hose and gave it a good scrub down. And then after that was done, I have some vinegar, some orange vinegar. I don't know if you've tried this before, but you can take orange peels and you can stick them in a jar with vinegar. Excuse me. And then basically just leave them on your shelf and forget that you have them there. And those peels will help to break down and give you a little more cleaning power in your vinegar. And then you just strain it out. I would have to look up the timing on that. I'm not sure how long. You strain it out and then dilute it and use that for cleaning solution. So after scrubbing with soap and water, I did a squirt down and wipe down with the vinegar. There's our ice bucket where we were cooling things off after it came out of the scalder. The scalder's been soaped and scrubbed, sitting in the sun. There's our gut bucket. It's been all scrubbed out. This little side table has been scrubbed off. And the plucker. The plucker's kind of a booger. And you'll see there's still a few, I don't know if that's gonna be a lot dark enough, light enough. There are a few little feathers still stuck in there. If any of y'all have marvelous creative ways of cleaning out plucker fingers, I'd love to know. I've been in there with a brush, I've been in there with soap, but there's still a few on there. And then I've been over here and I've scrubbed the kill cone. Madame la guillotine. Not really, but it does kind of look like it. That's all scrubbed out and drying. Once everything's dry, we'll pack it away in the storage room. And we won't need it again until we do our next batch of birds. So I'm very proud of us. We managed to process those 15 in pretty much the same amount of time as it took us to process the first 5 that we ever did. So that's pretty cool. And tomorrow, after they've rested for a bit, I'm going to pull the birds out, let them dry, and I'll shrink bag them and give you a look at that. Okay, so I lied. I said we were gonna do this tomorrow, and I started looking at the temperature of the water in the ice chest, and I just didn't feel like it was gonna hold long enough to keep the birds cool safely overnight. So we went ahead and pulled the drying rack in. Dottie built this out of just some scrap lumber that we had and some PVC pipes. It just has a cap on the end of each PVC pipe. It works really, really nicely. So I'm taking the birds out of the chest, rinsing them off in the sink, putting them on here to drip dry for a little bit. Then once they've drip dried, I'm putting them in these shrink wrap bags. You poke a little bitty hole in by the breast meat and zip tie it, and that goes in the boiling, well, it's not boiling, I take that back. The water needs to be between 180 and 200 degrees, and that's going to shrink wrap the bag to the bird so that you have a nicely packaged bird. So over here I have 5 that have been through this already. So this bird dressed out at 5 pounds 4 ounces. That's absolutely wonderful. I'm so excited. The only thing I wasn't thrilled about with the shrink wrap bags, I'm finding, it may just be my technique, that a little water is leaking into the bag when I'm shrinking it. So we'll just have to see kind of how they thaw out and whether that makes a difference. The last birds I did, I sealed with my food saver, and I'm still going to use the food saver for my broth bits. The feet, the livers, the hearts, and the necks that I'm saving to add in with the carcasses once we've eaten the bird. I'll put the bones and those bits in a slow cooker and cook those for 24 hours to make bone broth, because we can use that, we can use it as soup bases, we can use it as cooking bases, and it's just incredibly healthy. So we'll give this a try, we'll freeze it, see how they thaw out, but I'm so happy. Let's see, the biggest one I have sitting here, 5 pounds 4 ounces, 4 pounds 12 ounces, 5 pounds 5 ounces, 4 pounds 5 ounces, 4 pounds 15 ounces. So they're averaging about 5 pound birds. That's perfect size for us. So when I get some of these dry and I'm ready to shrink wrap, I'll show you what that looks like when you dunk it in. Now I'm going to show you how the shrink wrap bags work. And please keep in mind, this is the first processing that I've used them. So I'm hardly an expert, and like I said, I didn't love that it was letting some water in. So if any of you out there are more seasoned than myself and you notice something, let me know. Put them in head first. Pull the bag up snug. I've been twisting it so I can get it tight. Putting on the zip tie. And then it's only supposed to go in the hot water for up to 5 seconds. No more than 5 seconds. I'm going to put a little hole right in the middle of the breast so that there's somewhere for the air to escape. Good thing I wasn't using this for processing. I could need sharpening. And I'm going to grab the tongs to be my backup to help me get it out of the water because it's 200 degrees. Going in. Back out. There it is. All shrunk up. Bring it over here. I like to find where I stuck my hole, and that's where I stick my label. Cut it off. Grab the label. This is the fun part. Finding out how much this bad boy weighs. Come on. Alright. 4 pounds, 11 ounces. Close to 5 pounds. That's awesome. So I'm just going to take a Sharpie. Mark our, whoop. Mark our weight. 4 pounds, 11 ounces, and today's date. And this one's ready to go in the freezer. All done.